This is my S13 fuel hanger rebuild. Mine was rusted. I put it in took off all the parts. I removed these bits. Oh, my finger. I removed these bits, drilled it out, chucked them, trash. I kept everything off of here, put it in that bucket with a clean strip, left it in there for like a day, made sure there was no rust on there. I didn't epoxy it because I didn't want to mess it up and have the epoxy flake off in like a year from now. So I just left it like this. If it rusts, I'll probably gonna zinc coat it or something, or buy an aftermarket hanger. So start off with the fuel level potentiometer. When this is low, just for fun, when this is low, this is empty. That's the resistance on empty. And as we go up, fill it up with fuel, the resistance lowers to 6. And then empty tank, that's the resistance on empty, 79. So that's the fuel level potentiometer. And I got this off eBay because mine was stuck. Because the rod that goes in here was rusted. And it was getting stuck in here. So it wouldn't move by itself. I had to move it with my hand. And I found out that it was the rod because I decided to remove the rod. So I pushed it out on this side. And these clips hold it in here. So I removed it. Got one hand here. Removed it. There we go. And this was corroded, so I just went ahead and got my Dremel and I sanded down the spot. And then it worked as it should, and now it moves freely. This comes with this rod off eBay. This is not for the S13. This rod is meant to be mounted like this when it's empty and full like that. This is much longer and is totally different shape from the S13 rod. You can just tell here, it's in a totally different spot where the S13 is. You could probably bend this so it works for the S13, but I just got the old rod on my original and put it on the new one. It comes with the new potentiometer, comes with this ground wire. You could clip it off. I didn't, but this potentiometer is grounded to the hanger, so you don't need to wire this anywhere as long as this is good ground. And this signal wire is very delicate, so be careful with it. If you bend it too much, it will fatigue and break. And I just butt connected to the bolt right here. And this is, moving on, this is our low fuel level thermistor. This is what turns on the low fuel light. This is our signal wire. Comes out to this bolt. And it is grounded to the hanger itself. So these sometimes come with wires soldered to the case. You don't need those wires because it is grounded right here. This case is the ground. And I'll demonstrate that by putting my thing right here. This, is it connected or no? Can't tell. Oops. There we go. I think that's good enough. Oh, nope. Doesn't like it. There we go. This, there we go. Give us our reading. I put my warm hand on there. It should start going down, see? It's changing with the temperature. So when this is into fuel, it'll change temperature in the fuel tank. And depending on how hot or cold it is, it'll change the resistance, which will turn on the light. So that's how that works. And it is grounded to here, so I'm not even touching that. Moving on, we have our let's touch on these. We have our hardware here, everything here. See, here's one from Home Depot, and I got the M6. I got these from Home Depot. M6 25mm to go in here. I'll put the bolt in here. Then the flange nut, M6 flange nut. Where is it? There it is. Put that on the washer because it had more surface area. Probably could get away without using the flange nuts, but I wanted to use those. Got the hex nuts in between these terminals, in between the hex nut. And I had 8 of these nylon flat washers to stop the bolt from shorting onto the hanger. And I got these screw protectors right here to prevent any potential shorts happening on the top. In between the bolt and the nut, we have these nylon washers, but what you can't see is there is a piece of the shrink tubing, like about this much, like literally like that much, stopping the bolt's threads from shorting onto the hanger. And if you don't have that piece of shrink tubing, you will short the bolt to the hanger and you have all sorts of wacky stuff going on. Moving on to the next thing, I used some 14 gauge wire right here. That's just the size I have, so I used it. Shrink wrap up here. I don't know if it's fuel resistant, but we'll find out. This is how I'm mounting my fuel pump, like that, kind of sticking out there. Didn't have any rubber around it, but I took it out, so I didn't put any on the back on, and it was working before, so I expect it to work now. And I only used 4 nut bolts. I see some people who drill out the ground here, but mine was working and it wasn't destroyed, so I decided to just leave it the way it is. Yeah, that's the fuel hanger. These are all the tools I used pretty much. Wire strippers, torch, Dremel, drill. This drill bit is the 15 by 15 64th inches drill bit. And it's the Milwaukee black outside. That's what my grandpa had, so I just used it. That drill bit is very snug with this. It allows the bolt to go in with the shrink wrap nicely, because if originally it's too small and it will just shred and destroy the shrink wrap trying to shove it in there. So you drill it out with that drill bit, the bolt with the shrink wrap will fit nice and snug in there. Concrete and metal prep, clean strip. I did this, I did this, I chucked this in there, see what would happen. It did remove some of the rust in there, or it did remove all of it really. And it's rust free now, but it also doesn't work properly. So don't put electronics in clean strip. I have 11-inch zip ties I used for the fuel pump to hold it on. And that's about it. Questions or comments? Leave them in the comments. I try to answer your questions best I can with my knowledge. Parts in description. Everything I use will be in the description. I hope this helps someone, because it definitely would have helped me. Most of everything I did here, I researched tons of hours on the internet just to figure out what exactly I need, what to buy, cheapest options that work good, and watching YouTube videos, going on Reddit. This is what I came up with. So hope this helps you out, and thanks for watching.